Okay, so before I get started with the actual video, which this is recorded after that, I was just going to say that if you don't make it into the end of the video, there will be a link in the description to the website where you can help me playtest this in the near future, like the really near future, because I have most of the cards except for like 7 done. So I need to have people who have accounts for this website in order to send in like invitations to have this game play tested and recorded so that I can show off how this game works. So the website is called Tabletopia, and there will be more in the video that follows after this.
The link to the Tamen TCG Discord server will be down below in the description. I hope that you make it there because with you there, it will get better, it will look better, and it will be better. Right now, there isn't much there but a few sketch images and whatnot, but as time goes on, I will add more things and rather frequently. So I hope to see you there, and now on with the video.
Hello, testing, testing. All right. Okay, so in my quote unquote journey to find a place where I could set my game up for playtesting, I was directed. I was given information by who was it? I am Productions. Yeah, it was. I believe it's a subscriber. I don't know why I'm talking like I can't talk. But anyway, I am Productions showed me a site called Tabletopia, so I looked it up and it looks pretty good. It's pretty much what is it? Tabletop Simulator Lite. Like it gives you all the stuff that most of the stuff Tabletop Simulator does, but for free, with a few exceptions. You know, with pay subscription and all that stuff. So I just needed the basic stuff. So I thought this was good. Um, so yeah, I spent a while. I made this on March 8th. I was gonna say March 21st, March 8th. So it was a couple days ago. And I took the time to try and figure out how to set up everything. And this is basically how everything was set up. Now, if I remember correctly, I think I did delete the cards because I put in some newer cards. The cards I had before didn't have text on them. I was just trying to test out to see how it works. But the cards that I did put in, I believe they do have the text, but I don't think I put them in the actual game yet. So let me just turn it on and see because I can't remember. And speaking of which, I pretty much have all the cards done except for like 7 for a deck. So I was like, I'm ecstatic because it's like I'm getting close to finishing this and then having all the cards play tested. I think I've got 4 out of 5 done. There's one more deck that just needs the 7 cards made, and I'm gonna spend the entire I'm gonna spend the rest of either today or tomorrow fixing those up because they don't have any kind of text whatsoever. So I can't. So I got to remember exactly what they did and how they did it and what they do and how they do it. Uh, Now my oh, it does work. What's in? Wait, did it? Okay, hold on. Next. Okay, so I did delete my assets. So does it still keep what's in the game? No, it does. Okay. Wait. Is it just because I'm not in? Oh, it's because I'm not in. Okay. That's different from before. Usually it already has me in there. So does it still have? Okay, yeah, it still has the 14 cards. Okay, so I didn't put in the ones with text yet. I deleted these off of the what would you call it? I guess the storage system. But since they're still in the game, technically they're still here. But yeah, all the cards that I had can be put in here. They can be played the exact way I wanted them to be played. So like having the events here. Let me put this. There we go. So like having all my event cards here, all my gear cards here, and then as you saw in my hand, all my creature cards. And then, the rules basically, both players follow the rules in order to make the rules work. So I think this is pretty amazing. I mean, the board, I even made that up just to have something to for like basic uh, board information and whatnot. How do I put all these back? Um, let's see. Select all, flip, put these to the side. And then something about this interested me too. So the one problem I have with this with this thing is that you can't edit your deck before you play. I have to do that. I have to put the decks in the game. So what I thought about doing so that people had the oh, hold on, that's too many. So what I thought about doing so that people had the ability to play with whatever decks they wanted was putting all the cards. That was not what was supposed to happen. Was putting all the cards within, there we go, within the game, and then having both players be able to like edit their decks before they start the actual game, and then setting the cards they're not going to play with to the side. That way, you know, you could play with whatever. So like the game setup would be, as it is, or it wouldn't be as it is. It'd actually have all the decks put to the side like so. Like this would be like water, fire, earth, wind, and then grass. And then I have to separate these guys because they don't quite click. Yeah, like for some reason they don't click, and I guess it's because they're in a different position. So like when you hold a card over, it's supposed to like click. It doesn't do that if it's in like a different pose, I guess. And flipping it around doesn't do that either. At least I don't think. It's upside down. It's still upside down. No, it's just going to be like that. Yeah, so it's not going to do it. Is it? No. Okay. So it's not going to do it. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is just put all the cards on this side here, and then players pick what cards they want to use. It might take a minute because you'll have to figure out what the cards do, which I'm gonna make I'm gonna make videos for that, like in-depth videos, so that you know what every single card does. That way you can associate it not by having to read it, but just by seeing the card itself. So like, ooh, hold on, put it in the hand. So like me, I know what this card does. I don't know what it does like exactly to the letter, but I know what it does. It's supposed to like, remove creatures. It's supposed to stun them, put them into the tap position and all that stuff. So like I want you to be able to be as familiar with the card like that as I am. Um, but the text will also be there just in case you forget. Anything else? No, oh, there's a truck passing by. Big one. Okay, I'm not editing that out. But yeah, basically, I just wanted to. This is how long is this? Oh, it's only about 7 minutes. But this is basically just like a small little. It's kind of an update, but it's also an announcement saying that the game is basically here. Um, if I wanted to right now, I could release like the 4 decks I have onto this and have people playtest it, or at least show it off. Which I'm going to do that first before anybody playtests. I want people to be familiar with the cards first, so that they know what they're doing and not get frustrated. So yeah, I was just trying to say how cool this is. Another thing is that I also can make custom boards to use. And again, I was thinking back to, well, people can't use something unless it's already there. So what I was also thinking was making a spot somewhere, 'cause I don't think this goes out very far, does it? No, it doesn't. So what I was thinking was making a spot somewhere where you could put the board, and then pick out what board you want to use based on what's there. But I got to figure out how that works because right now in my setup, in where like dev setup or whatever, where you develop the game, I have the boards locked because you're not supposed to be able to move it. It's not the point of the game. But if and that's what I'm thinking. It's like, Well, because you can lock stuff within the game once you play it. So I guess there is that. Like players can pick the board they want and then just lock it in and then just don't unlock it. So there is that. So I guess I got a few ideas I could do for that. But I'm not gonna do that anytime soon. That's gonna be more for just cosmetic purposes, for like for what you need right now, for like absolutely knowing how to play the game. This works fine, you know, the A, B, and G. I don't know if I should put the letters there or not. I mean, again, I'm gonna show off how all that works, but I might do it just so people who just run into it will know what to do. But yeah, um, this looks pretty good. Um, like I said, it's tabletop simulator, but for free, so it's got the basic things you need in order to play the game the way I intended it to be played. It's got a lot of freedom for playing the game, except for there are a few things. I tried this before, but you can only search up to 24. You can only search up to 24 cards at one time. So like if you were to draw the entire deck, which is something that you have to do at the start of the game, you could draw all 14, but you can't draw more than 24. So it wouldn't be a good idea to make a 24 deck for any of these cards. So like, how do I put it? So the entirety of all three decks themselves can be 24 because you know you got to split them up, so that doesn't matter. But like one single deck, just for the sake of the game, for the sake of the software, or the sake of the browserware, I wouldn't put more than 24 cards within a single deck because you won't be able to search them all, and there isn't like a search engine or anything, so you can't just like tap in, you know, searching for so and so card and then it shows up. It doesn't show up. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't have that at all. So there are those few things, and I'll talk about that again when I do some representation or presentation of the game. But so let's see, 11 minutes. I'm gonna call it here. I was gonna do like a presentation thing where I could show how the game works, but since I have cards with text on them, I think it'd be better to take these out, put the cards with text in, and then show off how the game works from there, and then find some people to help me playtest the game since it is pretty much ready for playtesting. And to do that, I got to send out some kind of invitation from the website itself, and you have to be signed into the website to do that. So there is that also. You need an account in order to do that, in order to help me playtest the game or play the game at all. So just in case you don't know what it is, it is Tabletopia. I'll put a link in the description just so you see it. And my brain's starting to wear down here. Uh, yeah, that's about it. All I got to do now is just finish the last deck that I have to put the text into, and then just upload the rest of the cards into the game, and then you know do the setup I said before, where I set every card up on the side of the table, and then players can pick and choose. But I think before I do that, I'm just gonna set the intended deck that's gonna be sold for like physical copies on the Game Crafter. That way you can get an idea of how the game is meant to be played in like real life. Yeah, I guess in real life, and then you'll have the capabilities of playing with whatever card. Well, no, that's. Uh, can you duplicate on here? Oh no, that's the wrong card to pick. Can you duplicate? You cannot. That is for editing only. Okay, so you can't duplicate, which is something I saw, but I guess that's only for editing. So I was gonna say, well, you can play whatever cards you want, but because like I'll give an example like this, you only get one of these, but if you wanted, you could play with like 3 or 4 of these. Not a not the best idea, but it could happen. But because you can't like just duplicate cards, which I guess makes sense to be able to just pull a card out of nowhere. Um, so I guess I'll just have to think about what decks to make and then just put them in the game. And then I guess like every I'll think of a schedule, but like every month or so, I'll change up the cards so that people have the opportunity to play with newer cards and older cards and whatnot. But this has gone on long enough, so I'm just gonna end it right here, and I'll see you in the next one.